Hello, everybody, and welcome to your retrograde season reading. This is going to be a collective reading because all these retrograde planets and then the eclipses that we're having in the middle of all of this are going to impact all of us. All right, so I'm going to give a general reading of all these energies, how they're going to impact us, and what's going on. So, first and foremost, as I do this reading at the very beginning of September, there are 5 planets retrograde: Pluto, Saturn, Jupiter, Neptune, and Uranus. Now, Pluto went retrograde in April. Saturn and Neptune went retrograde in June. Jupiter went retrograde in July, and then Uranus went retrograde at the end of August. And on September 9th, Mercury is going to join this retrograde party and retrograde from September 9th through October 2nd. So once Mercury joins this party, there will be a total of 6 planets retrograde. The only 2 that will be direct is Venus and Mars. Okay, and September and October and like the first half of November is really the deep heart of all this retrograde energy, because that's where we have the eclipses playing out. Okay, so all through September we have 6 planets retrograde. Now as we enter into October, Mercury goes direct on October 2nd, and then Pluto is going to go direct on October 8th, and then Saturn goes direct on October 23rd. However, right after Saturn goes direct, we're going to have the solar eclipse in Scorpio on October 25th, and that is going to bring forth a lot of truth, a lot of revelation. All right, and then right after we have that solar eclipse, Mars is going to go retrograde, okay, and will remain retrograde until January of 2023. And right after Mars goes retrograde, we have our lunar eclipse in Taurus, so another eclipse, okay, and from there, we have Jupiter going direct at the end of November, and then we have Neptune going direct December 3rd, and then on December 29th, we have Mercury going retrograde again, okay, until the middle of January. So this reading is going to cover the time frame of September 2022 to January of 2023. And with 6 planets retrograde and then, these eclipses coming in, this is going to be a big time down memory lane, the past returning, old situations, old memories, old energies. You're going to be revisiting all of that. This is a time of completion. This is a time of closure. This is a time of major transformation. Okay, with all this retrograde energy, we are going to be pulled within. Our perception is shifting. Our experience, our pain is all transforming into strength, into wisdom. All right, this is a very powerful time, a big eye opener, truth revelation with those eclipses. So let's pull some cards and go into this and see what Spirit wants to add, what Spirit wants to say, what Spirit wants us to know about this retrograde season with these eclipses sprinkled in there. January, everything goes direct, and we have some quietness for a little bit. And also, we have the autumn equinox happening in the northern hemisphere, the spring equinox in the southern, all right, and that's Mabon, and that is the harvest. This is also a time of reaping what we have sown. Okay, look at that. Saturn with truth. Seventh house, partners. And Capricorn, I use. All right, so Mercury, the first retrograde that we experienced during this process, is going to retrograde in the sign of Libra, which is seventh house, okay? And then move back into Virgo. Now, Pluto is currently retrograde in Capricorn, all right? And Saturn is retrograde in Aquarius. So all these energies, you know, popped right out. And so all of you who are watching this reading, these energies are going to be the strongest that you're feeling through this retrograde season. So the Mercury retrograde, September 9th through October 2nd through Libra and then back into Virgo, is really going to pull a lot of stuff up from the depths of you around relationships, okay? It's time for healing. It's time for expansion. It's time for transformation in that area of your life. And Saturn, our great teacher, is going to bring forth truth, okay? And remember, Saturn went retrograde June 4th. So from June 4th all the way now, as we start September, what's been going on? What sort of revelations have been coming to you? What sort of things have just kind of been put in your face? All right, because Saturn helps us see the truth, helps us see what we've been overlooking, the mistakes we make, the patterns that we keep repeating. And this is an Aquarius right now. And so that's innovation. That's genius sort of thinking. So as Saturn's retrograding and all these other planets join that energy, there's a lot of truth and revelation that's coming to you, okay? And right as Saturn returns direct, we go into our first solar eclipse. Well, our first eclipse, which is a solar eclipse in Scorpio. And all the truth that you need to know is going to be given to you, I feel, in October. Yeah, because that's Saturn's going direct, and then we have that eclipse. So a lot of truth coming in October for everybody. Look at how convenient is that? Is seventh house, we have Mercury, you know, retrograding through that house in September, and then here, you know, I'm like, okay, this is really about October, and boom. I love that synchronicity. Okay, and now Pluto is also about transformation and has been in Capricorn, okay? And, you know, that's 10th house energy. That's our accomplishments. That's our reputation. It's our legacy. And so there's going to be a lot of thought that takes over you about where you're at this point in life, what else you want to accomplish, feeling a sense of completion for all the hard work that you have done up to date. Okay, so you're really going to be thinking about yourself and what you've achieved and what you've accomplished, and you're going to see truths in that, all right? And also a big focus on relationships and seeing a lot of truth, all right? And this is truth for the positive or for the negative. All right, because sometimes we need to see some ugly truths about ourselves so that we can change and transform beyond certain thoughts, certain patterns of behavior, even certain relationships, right? So I feel it's a big mixture of truths, the good, the bad, and the ugly about ourselves, about different situations, about different relationships in our lives. It's like a big eye opener, because also, you know, when Neptune goes retrograde, and Neptune went retrograde shortly after Saturn in the month of June, about 24 days after Saturn went retrograde, that's when the blinders fall off. That's when the rose-colored glasses fall off. That's when we stop illusioning ourselves about you know, situations, relationships, etc. So Neptune being retrograde is helping us see the truth also. But with Saturn coming through so strong, we've been learning a lot of relationships, a lot of lessons through relationships and through like our career path or personal accomplishments and achievements. So let's pull some more cards. Okay, peace. I am a being of love and I release all negative energy. So this retrograde is really helping us clear out the shadow, face the shadow, emotional baggage. Okay, it's really helping us focus in on that so we can clear ourselves, so we can open ourselves for the new year and to abundance. I am a limitless being and I can manifest whatever I desire in this physical reality. Yes, peace, harmony, abundance. All right, we just have to figure out some different dynamics that we experienced in relationships. Okay, we've got to figure out how we're using our time, if we're capable of more than we're giving ourselves credit to. And, you know, zodiac wise, Saturn is the ruler of Capricorn, even though Pluto is retrograde in Capricorn right now. Okay, so that Capricorn Saturn energy is very strong, learning, building, growing. And again, I feel October is definitely a month of deep revelation and truths coming to light, truths being exposed in big ways. But whatever these truths are, whether for the negative or the positive, they are needed for us to be free, for us to have clarity, for us to make any sort of change. All right, so just keep that in perspective over these next few months, that all of this like up and down energy, returning to the past, all of that is to fill in all the blanks, is to make the puzzle fit, to bring you clarity so that you can transform. Let's pull some tarot. Ten of Cups. Yeah, memory lane. Two of Pentacles. See, it's time for big time transformation for all of us. Page of Wands, new beginning, new energy, new ideas, new paths, new pursuits. Yes, that brings stability and happiness. The Moon. Five of Swords. And Six of Wands. We're going to see what has stood in our way, okay? Because remember, we have these eclipses in the midst of all of this retrograde energy, and here we have the Moon. Yeah, how we get in our own way, how we self-defeat, okay? It's going to become very clear to us, even if certain situations we've been involved in seem to be beyond our control, okay, seemed at the hand of another. We're going to also get a lot of truth of self, of how we self-sabotage, how we get in our own way. And through that revelation, you receive the answer of how to lead yourself towards the victory, towards the success that you truly desire in your life. All right, so this is going to be a big time trip down memory lane over these next 4 months. And because of that, you know, there may be people that are completely separated out of your life that are going to come back in, okay? And also keep in mind, especially through September and October, try not to make any big decisions about anything, because you may find as you exit 2022 and you're beginning 2023, what you want, what you hope for, what you're planning on, what your goals are may be very, very different, because you're going to be tying up a lot of loose ends. Remember, the puzzle is going to be completed. Nothing's going to be hidden. There's a lot that you're going to understand. And in September, we have the Pisces full moon, which is the 12th house, completions, endings, undoings. Okay, Neptune is retrograde. Neptune rules the 12th house of Pisces, and where we illusion ourselves, where we've stuck ourselves in patterns, we're going to see it all so clearly. And not just that, the solution, the answer that's needed for a big, big change. Okay, but through this transition, it's all new, and it brings stability and a lot of happiness. Wow, a 10 of cups on the 10 of cups. 4 of cups. King of cups. 3 of wands. 5 of cups. Wheel of fortune. And the moon. Wow, so you got the moon twice and the 10 of cups twice. Cups and wands are very strong in your read. A lot of emotion and a lot of movement, change, and action going to take place. Okay, yeah, so during this process, it is going to be kind of like an up and down process for everybody. Okay, Spirit is not sugarcoating. It's like, no, it's going to be a bit of an up and down process. There is a lot of emotional maturity and growth that's taking place in each and every one of us through this retrograde. Okay, and things that we have been hoping for, trying to manifest through this transformation, we're going to be open to receive finally. Okay, 10 of cups on 10 of cups. Yes, a lot of going back down memory lane, a lot of things from the long ago past just resurfacing. And this could even be like, you know, old commercials, old movies, old comic books, old stuff from childhood, like all kinds of different things could just kind of show up in your life in very interesting ways. And each thing that shows up and you're like, whoa, it's there for a reason. It's a piece of the puzzle to make the whole picture complete for you. Okay. And it's like, we're going to go down memory lane to collect all the things that we need, because now we're beginning a new journey to create all these new beautiful memories. Okay. And here it is again, the ways that, wow, you know what? A lot of you have been left in the dark about something that really, really hurt you, okay? And finally, through this retrograde, through these eclipses, you're going to find out the truth, or you're going to get a greater understanding as to why this person did what they did, or why a situation played out the way that it did. Wow, and that's going to be a deep healing. And then see here again, instead of being in our own way, we're going to see all the ways in which we have been, and we're going to be able to make the shift and the change to manifest the success that we truly, truly desire. So that is beautiful. Let's pull some more cards. Empty well, time to replenish. Eye of the needle, intentionality. And winter's dream, gestation period. Okay, so this jumped on relationships. Eye of the needle, intentionality. This is on truth. and winter's dream is on that Capricorn gestation period. So it is time for a replenishment of your emotional energies. Okay. You are going to think a lot about relationships of past, of present, relationships you may dream of for the future. Okay. It's time to really heal some old energy, some old hurts, because it's standing in your way. It's blinding you from a truth, okay? And it's like you keep the past very much in the present because of this energy that's like stuck within you. But this retrograde is going to make this very clear, very abundant to you, and you're going to know what you need to do. And then here it is, your legacy, your dream, your goal. It's growing inside of you. And I feel as we move into 2023, again, it's like you're on a whole new path. You're reaching for new things that right now, at the time you're watching this reading, it's not even on your radar. There's just a lot of transformation for each and every one of us. And, you know, people that are returning back into your life, or situations that are returning back into your life, is because there's some unfinished business there. Seek the reason of that unfinished business spiritually. So let's pull some cards about what we're experiencing spiritually. Okay, so the empath, follow the prophecy, meditation, intuition and third eye, and the spirit medium. Wow. Okay, so we've got the empath and the spirit medium. The healer's next. Oh, wow. Yeah, the healer is next. Okay. So spiritually, over the next 4 months, we are all also receiving an upgrade and activation to our third eye, as well as our sacral and solar plexus chakras, where we've experienced that empathy, that intuition. Okay, so when you are receiving these upgrades, these activations, you can get headaches. One day you could feel extremely too open and picking up on all the energies, and then the next day you could feel totally blocked, like you're not feeling anything at all. Okay, again, September through January, it's because you're receiving activations, you're receiving upgrades in conjunction with these retrogrades and these eclipses. It's like a whole new version of you, a whole new version of self. And I'm going to do deeper readings on the eclipses over the next 10 years for each sign, when the eclipses are moving through the signs over the next 10 years from 2023 to 2032, because just wow, it's like a whole decade of newness, of a lot of change happening here for us. Okay, and this right here makes perfect sense for what I've seen coming in the next 10 years, you know, from 2022. And so you're going to find that you, over these next 4 months, you're getting more in tune with your spiritual self. Even if you are very spiritual already, you're getting more in tune with your spiritual self. You're getting more in sync with the universe. You're noticing things differently. All right, your soul is really starting to shine through. Wow, I did not expect this message to come through. And some of you are awakening to your spiritual gifts, mediumship, psychic ability, healing ability. All right. Follow it through. The callings of your heart, the intuitive promptings that you guys feel, follow it through. There's great purpose for it. All right. Just wow. I cannot get over that. Let's pull some more cards. Spiritual mission. Yeah, some of you are awakening to your spiritual mission this lifetime. Some of you are waking up to new aspects of that mission, okay? Cosmic timing, astrology, gratitude, and the rabbit hole. Oh. Okay, so as you wrap up all of this energies from the old with this retrograde season, it's expanding your consciousness. Like I said, you're getting activations and upgrade to third eye and solar plexus sacral chakra, which is going to lead you down a whole new path intellectually or spiritually. Okay, astrology, really pay attention to the astrology. I'm going to say over the next 10 years. I don't know what it is about these next 10 years. I will tell you this, in 2029, I think it is. I think we have 6 eclipses. We usually have like 4 or 5. In 2029, we have 6. All right. So just keep that in perspective. But yes, the astrology over the next 10 years, really pay attention to it. It's going to be quite impactful. And also, this is a call to get into astrology much, much more than you currently are, okay? Because as you learn about the movement of the planets, it becomes so much more than just like a forecast. It's learning the energies, and you're going to start channeling the energies of each planet. Even if you don't consider yourself spiritual, you're going to understand the energy of Venus. You're going to understand the energy of Mars, of Neptune, of Jupiter, of Saturn. You know, just think of it this way. Okay, Pluto goes direct on October 8th. From like October 8th, the 2 weeks that follow, pay attention to the shift in energy that you feel. Saturn is going to go direct on October 23rd. Pay attention to the shift in energy that you feel, because it's like you're going to start channeling the planets, and you're going to understand their energies and their motion. And it's like going to be a telepathic, empathic relationship with the planets. Wow, that's really deep. And you're just going to understand yourself and life much differently, okay? And the cosmic timing sitting next to this astrology, yes, something about this next 10 years is very pivotal in our evolution, okay? And I'll get more into the eclipses in those particular videos that I anticipate for that. But anyways, these are the messages for this retrograde season. And it's a very powerful time. It's filled with ups and downs. It's filled with truth and our answers and our ability to change and transform if we so choose. All right. And leading us into peace, abundance, and success. So those are our messages. I am sending you guys lots of love and light. Take care.